retired the side in the fourth. Misplayed fly ball, got him a run in the sixth. But I thought in the bottom of the seventh, Tim, actually you had 3 key hits after 2 out. Actually, a big hit by Blackwell. He was up there with a couple of strikes on him. He kept the inning alive. Dave Weininger, I thought, hit as good a pitch as Bartle could have possibly thrown. In on the fist, he busted it right off of the bat handle, and of course the big hit by Eder.
Right. As I say, Charlie was pesky at the plate all day, and I think with Charlie just being a sophomore and the other 2 boys a junior, you know, that type of experience and that type of sticking to the situation rather than, you know, giving up. All the hitters there, you know, I think he got 2 strikes on each of them going in that situation. Could have easily said, well, we'll wait till next inning. There are 2 out, but they kept, you know, pecking away and pecking away. I have to look back, you know, on Jasper's situation last year with Central. You know, you think that the dadgone thing, you know, was over with, and yet his kids hung in there, and you know, I saw a little bit of that in our kids today, and you know, it's a good thing to see. So, just, I would say, just a nice game to win.
Well, when Southridge got its run, of course, Dean Craig led off the inning with a double. He was sacrificed to third. Jeff Mundy got that fly ball that actually would have been deep enough to score the run. It was misplayed, perhaps, into a double. And I guess there was really never any doubt in your mind then when Lindsey Frick, a dangerous hitter, came to the plate. What a sectional he had. No doubt that you were going to walk him and put up a force.
You know, we kind of look at Lindsey in the same category as Mike Berger, and as it turned out, it was a good move on our part. Next guy hit the ground ball to snare for the double play. And Lindsey's a fine athlete, and as I say, you know, I'm sure he would have liked to have hit, but you know, the thing to do was put him on, I felt like.
One of the times, Tim, that you were here in the regional in 1974, the year you won the regional, it was a bizarre win, if you recall, in that ball game with Washington. Then you went into the semi-state and was taken out of it in the title game, almost in a similar bizarre manner with a base runner getting hit.
Well, that was in 73, Bob. 73. Right. I don't know. Maybe there's such a thing as poetic justice. I don't know. But true, the ground ball that my runner says ricochets off the edge of the grass. The umpire said hit him in the heel. Was a little bizarre. 74 was Jasper when one of the few times, I guess, that we beat them was 5-1. Was a good one. And then Memorial, I guess, made us pay for beating them in 73 because I think they got us something like 13-2, 13-3. So. But as I say, you know, I'll take my chances on getting smacked in the semi-state if we get out here tonight.
Bedford's a team that, one of the few teams around, Tim. I think maybe they have a slight edge series-wise on you. If so, not by much.
Well, could be. I wrote that stuff down for you, but I don't remember really keeping that much track of it. I know we played Bedford several times down here, and then, of course, played them in the season. Bedford, I think, near 500 now. I'd say that maybe they're playing their best ball or kind of on an upswing. And, you know, I don't think we can really go by the record the fact they're at 500. They play a good schedule. Orville does a good job. This is Orville's last year. You know, they got maybe some sentiment going their way, whatever you want to call it. But, you know, we're very leery of them. We're not overlooking them.
I'm sure late in the season, Tim, your ball club had climbed to number 5, and I guess after the Jasper loss, you went something like, 5 out of 6 you'd lost, and then kind of turned it around real late in the season. But I'm sure you had some really second thoughts after getting off to that great start.
Well, we lost, as you mentioned, we lost 4 out of 5, but we lost to a good Bloomington South ball club, Bob, 3-2, 4-3. You know, I don't get too depressed in situations like that. We came back, I think, lost a 5-4 ball game, you know, with Pike Central. Kenny Line and Box ball clubs always play us strong. Southridge, as I say, they got us 4-1. You know, we didn't panic. We're a little concerned. I think, you know, all teams, be it basketball, football, baseball, you know, you go through a little bit of mental fatigue, regardless if you're just practicing and not playing a great deal of games, or regardless if you're playing several ball games and not practicing. It's something that I think all ball clubs go through. It's something the kids have to work through, something the coaches have to work through. I'm glad, you know, it hit, you know, at the time that it did. Baseball coaches in the spring of the year fight problems dealing with proms, dealing with graduation, dealing with kids being out of school, getting jobs. All of these things come into play that some of the winter sports programs don't experience. So as I say, it's something that we work through, and all ball clubs are going to have to do that.
Well, you're here, and of course, anything can happen when you get in a title game, and certainly thanks for talking with us. Good luck to you tonight, Tim.
Okay, nice talking with you, Bob.
Our interview a few minutes ago with head coach Tim Nonny of the Loogootee Lions. We'll be back now with the starting lineups for tonight's game right after these messages.
The new Ford Ranger is here, and Ruxer Ford in Jasper has it. High Mileage Ranger is a new concept in pickup trucks. Built like the big ones, saves like the small ones. And at Ruxer Ford, you'll get $300 cash back direct from Ford when you buy now through June 6th. And with Ranger comes the Ford Care coverage for 2 years or 24,000 miles. Whichever comes first, virtually all you pay for is gas. Come test drive the 1983 Ranger pickup at Ruxer Ford, US 231 South in Jasper. No slips, no lumps, no errors. Sealy mattresses are perfect for the night. And you'll find prices perfect, too, during the truckload mattress sale at Schneider's Furniture and Carpeting in Jasper. Twin, full, queen, and king sizes on sale. At sale prices from $69.95 for the twin to $359.95 for the big three-piece king-size set. Better hurry in, though. They won't last long at these prices. They're from the makers of the #1 selling mattress, Sealy mattresses, at Schneider's Furniture and Carpeting, 5th and Jackson Street in Jasper during their truckload sale.
WITZ-FM, Jasper, Huntingburg.
Back here at Recreation Field, the Loogootee Lions will be the visiting ball club tonight and now are being introduced as they line up along the third base foul line. Let's take a look at their batting order. Leading it off will be Rick Schnarr at shortstop. Batting second, the pitcher, Charles Blackwell. Hitting third will be Dave Weiniger at second base. Hitting cleanup with a game winner today in the bottom of the seventh, center fielder Paul Ader. Batting fifth for Tim Nonny's club, Greg Clark at first base. Hitting in the number 6 spot will be left fielder Tim Walker. Batting seventh will be the catcher, Mark Clemens. Hitting eighth for the Lions will be right fielder Ed Harder. And batting in the number 9 spot, the DH, Jim Weisheidt. He'll be designated hitter for Tim Wagler, the third baseman. Now for Bedford North Lawrence, 12-14 on the year, and incidentally, they do own a series record over the Lions of 9 wins and 7 losses. Andy Harrell had 3 hits today. Will lead off and play shortstop. Scott Holtzclaw will be in center field. He will bat second. Mike Pye will be in right field, hitting third. Keith Gilstrap in the cleanup spot at third base. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Ivan Harris, will be DHing for the left fielder, Bill Decker. Hitting sixth will be John Pritchett, the catcher. Batting seventh will be first baseman Brent Nykirk. He got the win today on the mound. Hitting in the number 8 spot will be the pitcher, Randy Strunk. And batting ninth will be the second baseman, Brad Scott. We'll be back now for the start of tonight's game after these messages.
That's the reaction you'll have when you dig into those great barbecue ribs from the Fiesta in Jasper. The Fiesta's barbecue ribs start with meaty top-grade ribs. Then they're slowly cooked over charcoal for that great picnic or patio taste, then simmered in the Fiesta's great barbecue sauce. Not too tangy, but just right. Next time you're at the Fiesta, give the barbecue ribs a try. The Fiesta, 14th and Mill Streets, where your friends are.
Welcome to our people-pleasing places. Meet our people-pleasing faces.
Enjoy the finest seafood around every Friday night at the Jasper Holiday Inn. It's second to none in price for the family band. Another people-pleasing service of the Jasper Holiday Inn.
We do our people-pleasing best to make you welcome. Holiday Inn is #1 in people-pleasing.
Orville Huffman, the head man of the Bedford North Lawrence Stars. In his final year, he has over 440 victories as baseball coach at Bedford and Bedford North Lawrence, and now the crowd rises for the playing of our national anthem prior to tonight's title game. umpiring assignments for tonight, behind home plate from Carmel, Rich Lamb. At first base will be Jim Fish of Indianapolis. And at third base, also from Indianapolis, will be Don Nestor. So we're set to go. Down at South Spencer tonight, 20th rated Castle takes on tradition-rich Evansville Memorial. The Tigers won it over Mount Vernon this afternoon in 10 innings, 5-4, and Castle bombed Tell City 14-4. Taking a look at these pitchers, Randy Strunk has a record of only 2-5. His earned run average is 7.19. He threw, however, a one-hitter in the title game against Eastern Green as the Stars won that one 6-2. And for Tim Noddy's Loogootee Lions, now 25-7 on the year. Blackwell, who's only a sophomore, making his 11th start of the year. He's appeared in 15 games. He has given up 46 hits in 63 innings. Walked 33, struck out 51. Given up 22 runs, 10 of those earned. His earned run average 1.10. And Blackwell, as we mentioned, only a sophomore. 11 victories, no losses, 3 saves. Quite a record, Al. For a young pitcher, he's going to be around a couple of more seasons. So Strunk on the mound, and like Nykirk, a left-handed batter, and he has a very, very high kick. The word on Strunk is, if he can get the ball over the plate, he can be very effective, but he tends to be extremely wild on occasion. Well, the Wildcats belted him around pretty good up at Bedford this season in that 12-1 victory. In fact, they hit 5 homers off of him. And that'll send that earned run average ballooning, and as we mentioned, his ERA 7.19. So he'll have to come up with a much better performance than that tonight in order to stay in this ball game. Strunk, though, Al, in his warm-ups, looks like he's got pretty good control.
He was warming up as I was coming up down there earlier tonight, and when I came up to the booth and stood there and watched him throw a few of them, and he was really burning them in.
He can throw the heater, making that glove pop. Here's Schnare, the leadoff batter, batting .370. Schnare in the afternoon game had 1 for 3 plus a sacrifice. His lone hit in the afternoon game, a single in the first inning. So here we go now as Randy Strunk, the southpaw, looks in for the sign, the windup of the pitch, and it's a low pitch into the dirt. Game underway here on WITZ FM, Jasper Huntingburg. 1 ball, no strikes. Blackwell, the pitcher, in the on-deck circle. High kick, and the left-hander deals a strike, a good fastball. That evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Lions batting in the top half of inning number 1. Delightful night here at Recreation Field. 1-1 pitch, curve, chop foul outside third. Third baseman Gilstrap fields it near the coach's box where Tim Noddy paces up and down. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Leadoff hitter Schnare. Schnare has had 5 homers on the year. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Schnare, right-handed batter, back in the box. The pitch struck him out. Ball in the dirt. They'll have to throw down to get the out. Here's the throw, and a good stretch over there by the first baseman, Brent Nykirk, for the out. So Schnare is a strikeout victim. The first by Strunk. The out goes 2-3, and that brings up Blackwell, a .358 batter. Blackwell, in the afternoon, hit 2 out of 3, a left-handed batter. As we just mentioned, for a sophomore, he has a terrific record, 11-0. Now the pitch from Strunk, and it's a curve, and it just missed inside of the letters. 1 ball and no strikes. Lee Cavanaugh, the coaching box at first. Outfield straight away for the left-hander. Now the pitch. It missed outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Bedford North Lawrence has been a real tourney competitor over the years. Swung on, ripped foul outside third. 2 balls and 1 strike to Blackwell.
Was Strunk working quickly out there on the mound, not wasting too much time.
It was Blackwell who, with 2 strikes on him and 2 out of the bottom of the 7th, kept the inning alive and ultimately scored the winning run for the Lions. 2-1 pitch, low and away. 3 balls, 1 strike. Good crowd on hand, particularly a good contingent from Loogootee. Now they're hooping it up here in the first inning. Nobody on, 1 out. Crowd still arriving. The pitch, curve, cut on and miss. Boy, that thing really broke. So the count has gone full now to Blackwell. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Wind blowing in from center. 3-2 pitch. Here it is. He looked at call, strike 3. Strunk threw him a screwball, breaking into the left-handed batter. 2 up and 2 down, both by strikeouts, and here's Dave Weininger, the second baseman.
Oh, that good speed, Bob, and the breaking stuff he's shown so far, the first 2 batters, he could be tough tonight.
He could be very tough at this time of the night because it is just twilight, and that ball is very difficult to pick up. Left-hander deals curveball, and he taps it foul into the on-deck circle where Paul Lader picks it up and flips it back to the catcher, John Pritchett. So Weininger finds himself in a 1-strike hole. 325 down the lines, 345 to the power alleys in right and left center, and 365 to straightaway center. Swing and a miss. He swung over the curveball, which dipped down sharply. And it is no balls, 2 strikes. So Randy Strunk has certainly baffled the first 2 batters, and he's set Weininger up here, 0-2. He got him swinging. Strunk strikes out the side. Quickly, 3 up and 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. After a half inning of play, Loogootee nothing, Bedford North Lawrence coming to bat.
DuBois Elevator, your partner in agriculture, is always in the market for number 2 yellow-shelled corn. Corn must have a 15.5% or less moisture content and a test weight of 56 pounds or better. 2, DuBois Elevator has a full line of hardware, Glidden paints and seeds. So farmers, the next time you're selling number 2 yellow-shelled corn, think first of your partner in agriculture and think of DuBois Elevator. Current prices are always available with just a phone call. For the good life, Jasper State Bank suggests you learn more about individual retirement savings accounts. These accounts are designed for all individuals, whether or not you're covered by another retirement plan. You can deposit up to $2,000 a year, and it's tax-free till you retire. Open an individual retirement account at Jasper State Bank and plan for your future. Deposits are insured by the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation.
Going into the bottom half of the first inning, it'll be Andy Harrell, Scott Holtzclaw, and Mike Fye, the first 3 batters to face Charlie Blackwell, the outstanding pitcher for Loogootee Lions. Blackwell has not pitched for a couple of weeks, so coming in probably a little bit rusty tonight, Bob, but with the record he has for the Lions, it's going to be their best going against Bedford North Lawrence's Randy Strunk, who struck out the side in the first inning with some good fastballs and some good breaking pitches. Now we'll see what Charlie Blackwell has as Andy Harrell steps into the batter's box. And here's Bob.
It's kind of funny, Al, that Bedford North Lawrence shows 4 pitchers on their staff, and believe it or not, Strunk has worked the least amount of innings this year than any of the other 4, and here he is throwing in the title game, but he certainly made his manager, Orville Huffman, proud at the top of the first at least, striking out the side. Here's Harrell, who had 3 base hits today and 4 trips, and he looks at a fastball in for a strike. No balls and 1 strike to the leadoff batter, Andy Harrell. Scott Holtzclaw on deck to be followed by Mike Fye. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Oh, it hit him. Harrell is hit by the pitch. He tried to skip out of the way, couldn't, and he'll trot on down to first base. So there's the game's first base runner. Now Orville Huffman coming out of the dugout, and they're still going to look at Andy Harrell as he's being attended to. It looks to be in the vicinity of the right knee. Just couldn't get out of the way, and Tim Notty now will trot out of the third base dugout and go talk with a sophomore right-hander. And I imagine he's telling him, look, it's part of the game. Don't let it rattle you here. Looks like Harold's going to be all right as he tests that right leg walking down to first base. He's going to stay in the game.
Well, he had nowhere to go. That ball was coming right out of it. He could not go anywhere but get hit.
Scott Holtzclaw now steps in, and he's a 286 hitter as he steps in. Holtzclaw, right-handed batter with a teammate, Harrell, at first base. Harrell hit by a pitch, and the bluff's going to second, and the pitch is in for a strike to Holtzclaw. 1 strike, no balls. Defensively, the Lions have Wagler at third, Schnarr at short, Weininger at second, and Clark at first base. Walker in left, Ader in center, and Harder in right field. Clemens with a sign, and the pitch from Blackwell is low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Winner will meet Castle or Memorial here in Game 1 next Saturday morning at 11 o'clock in the Jasper Semi-State. 1 ball, 1 strike, lob throw to first, and Harrell's back in time. Now the 1-1. There's a throw to first. Oh, they almost had him picked off. He just got back. Harrell had to dive headlong back to the bag. Clark put the tag on him, but he just got his hand back in time.
That's about as close as you want to go.
Good pickoff move by Blackwell. Third baseman Walker in on the edge of the grass. Runner not going. Swing and a foul back to the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes on Scott Holtzclaw. Takes a look at his coach in the third base box before stepping back into the batter's box. Clark holding the runner at first, not going. Swing and a foul tip. He took it right out of Mark Plumens' glove. He went late on that pitch and just fouled it off the end of the bat. And the count holds at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Outfield straight away. Normal depth for Holtzclaw. Third baseman Wagler even with a bag. The pitch fouled back on the screen, and so Blackwell unable so far to get that 3rd strike by Holtzclaw. Has been hanging tough, fouling off the pitches. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 on, none out. Bottom of the first, no score. Again, the throw to first. Again, Harrell back in time. Lions trying to make it into the semi-state for the second time in their history. Pitch is inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Blackwell peers in for the sign, has it, and the right-hander fires. High chopper to third. Wagler's got it. Goes to second, and it gets by the second baseman. Everybody going to be safe as there is a collision down there. And it'll be an error on the second baseman. So it'll be an error on the second baseman for not handling the throw. Actually, it was not really his fault, as Harrell took the second baseman, Weininger, out of the play. He was leaning down to make the force play at second base on Harrell, but Harrell came in hard, took Weininger down, and the ball trickled by him. So that'll bring up Mike Fye, the right fielder. He bunts toward third. It's rolling foul, and the pitcher, Blackwell, gets over and grabs the ball in foul territory. He was not going to give that ball a chance to squib back into the fair territory.
I was seeing somewhat of a replay of the first game in the first inning this afternoon, Bob, when Bedford North Lawrence had the bases loaded, never hit the ball out of the infield.
A hit batter, a fielder's choice, and an error. 2 on and nobody out, and Mike Fye was all Hoosier Hills Conference catcher this year with a .323 average up there. I understand he's going to go to Notre Dame. The 0-1 pitch. Squares to bunt and takes it outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Clark at first base, charging as he saw the batter square to bunt. Now Wagler is playing back. He's not charging. They're going to leave that up to Blackwell to cover that area. Here's the bunt off to the third base side. Blackwell goes to third, not in time. It'll be a sacrifice and a fielder's choice, and once again, just like this afternoon, Bedford North Lawrence has the bases loaded and nobody out. Sacrifice and a fielder's choice, and on at first is 5 for the cleanup batter, Gilstrap, and here goes Tim Noddy out to the third base foul line. He may not take a walk to the mound. Yes, he is, too. So with the bases jammed here in the bottom of the first, nobody out, no score, Noddy goes to the mound to talk with the sophomore right-hander, and let's pause for this message.
When you're looking for the good life, someone to trust, 3D makes life easier for you. Here's your piece of the good life, a name to trust, 3D, the good life's waiting here for you. 3D, we make the good life easy. 3D.
If your worn-out muffler's giving you a noisy time, be glad it's now during Miramont's fabulous spring muffler sale. At Bodert's Marathon 9th and Newton in Jasper, the Miramont Defender is just $24.95. That's right, just $24.95 during the Miramont Spring Muffler Sale at Bodert Marathon 9th and Newton in Jasper. Get the Miramont Defender and do away with noise.
The professional service people at Auto Pro.
Gilstrap, the cleanup batter, is up with a 1-ball count on him. Here's the next pitch, and it is inside, ball 2. No place to put Gilstrap. Bases loaded, and Loogootee's going to concede the run. They've dropped back in a double play depth. They're not going to bring the infield in, and Gilstrap is up there with a 2-ball count on him. Wagler at third is in a step. Everybody else normal. The pitch swung on, a little looper into right field. It's going to fall in. A base hit gets by the right fielder. 2 runs are going to score, probably 3. Here is Pye rounding third, and he'll hold. That ball spun away from the right fielder, and so 2 runs are in. It'll be a 2-run double for Gilstrap. That scores Harold from third, Holtzclaw from second.
Still nobody out. Yeah, now comes Nanti again out to the mound.
Well, Tim Noddy did not want to get off to this kind of start, and he has gone to the mound again, and it appears we're going to have a pitching change already. Tim Noddy wants to try to get out of this jam, and he's going to bring Dave Weininger in to pitch, and Blackwell will go to second base. So Blackwell goes out of the ball game. Tim Noddy does not want to afford to give up any more runs if he possibly can, but he's still in a jam. As Weininger comes to the mound, he'll inherit. Runners at second and third, and nobody out with 2 runs in. The 2 runners aboard, still the responsibility of Charles Blackwell. And while Weininger takes his warm-up throws, let's pause for this message.
Join the spring savings spree at Luxor Ford in Jasper. They're offering great deals on new Ford EXPs, Escorts, Mustangs, Fairmonts, and Granadas, on top of 5% off the base sticker price of the vehicle back from Ford. Free Ford Care coverage, too. Virtually all you pay for is gas for 2 years or 24,000 miles, whichever comes first. Abuse, accidents, tires, and fluids, of course, are excluded. Spring savings at Luxor Ford, 231 South in Jasper. Great deals, money back. Ford Care, too. Just take delivery by June 6th.
Welcome to our people-pleasing places. Meet our people-pleasing faces.
The Jasper Holiday Inn is now the temporary headquarters of the Indiana Baseball Hall of Fame. See the early displays, which include Gil Hodges and Jasper's own Roman Pepper.
We do our people-pleasing best to make you welcome. Holiday Inn is #1 in people-pleasing.
Weininger's first pitch to Ivan Harris, low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch low and away. 2 balls, no strikes. Tim Noddy now motioning his outfield to come in a bit. Harris the DH. 2-0, Bedford North Lawrence with the lead. Now the infield is in. The stretch by Weininger, the pitch misses outside. Another bad one would load them up again. Well, today, Bedford had the bases loaded with nobody out and managed only one run in the first inning, and they picked up a couple on Gilstrap's twisting double down the right field line. Here's the 3-0 delivery. Fastball, a beauty, and it's in for a strike, 3-1. Weiniger may have been 2 or 3 pitches shy of getting totally warm. He got that one in there with plenty on it. Runners at second and third, the infield end, nobody out. Harris digs in, cuts and misses on the fastball. 3 balls, 2 strikes. On deck, John Pritchett, the catcher. Now the 3-2 payoff pitch. Here it is. Swing and a miss. He went after ball 4. Harris definitely went after a bad pitch and fanned. First strikeout by Weiniger. And it'll bring up the catcher, John Pritchett. Pritchett a 257 hitter. Played at first during the afternoon game, now working behind the plate. Here's a fastball from Weiniger, low and away. 1 ball, no strikes. At third base is Phi. Gilstrap at second with that 2-run double. Infield still in for the Lions. Stars lead it 2-0 in the bottom of the first. Still could get more. The pitch out. They thought maybe something was up. The runner down the third base line, Phi, scampers back to the bag. 2 balls, no strikes. Pritchett looking down to his coach in the third base coaching box. Now he steps back in. Weiniger ready. The stretch, the pitch, swung on, grounded. The first baseman, he knocks it down, and now he'll come to the plate. Wild throw, and his runner will be safe. They don't get it out anywhere. Well, a fielder's choice. Clark took too much time making up his mind. It'll be an RBI for Pritchett. Now it's a 3-0 game as Phi scored. Clark knocked that hard shot down. He picked it up, then looked like he was going to start to run to the bag to make the unassisted play, and then decided to throw home, and the throw off target. So a fielder's choice, an RBI. Now it's 3-0. Here's Nykirk, the first baseman. Now the infield back, double play depth. Here's a throw to first and the runner back. That run charged to the starting pitcher, Charles Blackwell. 3-0. Bedford has the lead here in the bottom of the first inning. Still only 1 man out and runners at first and third. Outfield gives him plenty of hitting room toward the scoreboard. The pitch, a strike, a good fastball. 1 strike, no balls. Nykirk, right-handed hitting first baseman. Good-looking hitter up there. Here's a squeeze play, and they've got the runner hung off as he bunted through it. Throw back to third base. Wagler will put the tag on him, and on the play, the runner goes to second base. The squeeze was on. Nykirk bunted through it. Alertly, Clemens ran the runner back to third base, flipped to Wagler, and Wagler put the tag on Gilstrap. So Gilstrap picked off of the base on the attempted squeeze play. Orville Huffman trying to pick up a very, very important run down there, Al.
Well, another run would have really put him in good position, but so often happens on that squeeze attempt.
On the rundown, Pritchett went to second base. Swing and a miss, and they're out of the inning finally. So, Weininger comes on to get a couple of strikeouts. 7 men go to the plate. 3 runs score. Only 1 hit, an error, and a runner left. And after 1 inning of play, Bedford North Lawrence leads Loogootee 3-0.
Have you tried the Fiesta Salad Bar? Well, if not, you're in for a treat. The Fiesta has its salad bar open every Friday and Saturday night, and they're really proud of the compliments they've been getting. So this weekend, if you're planning to dine out, try the Fiesta for great foods, and be sure to make a selection from their salad bar. The Fiesta, 14th and Mill Streets in Jasper.
No No slips, no lumps, no errors. Sealy mattresses are perfect for the night. And you'll find prices perfect, too, during the truckload mattress sale at Schneider's Furniture and Carpeting in Jasper. Twin, full, queen, and king sizes on sale at sale prices from $69.95 for the twin to $359.95 for the big three-piece king-size set. Better hurry in, though. They won't last long with these prices. They're from the makers of the #1 selling mattress, Sealy mattresses, at Schneider's Furniture and Carpeting, 5th and Jackson Street in Jasper during their truckload sale.
Bedford North Lord comes up with 3 big runs at the bottom half of the first inning and take a 3-0 lead. As they begin the top half of the second inning, it'll be Paul Ader, Greg Clark, and Tim Walker, the first 3 men for Loogootee, to face Randy Strunk, who struck out the side in the first inning. Rick Schneider went down on 4 pitches. Charlie Blackwell went down on 6 pitches, and then he got David Weininger on 3 straight pitches. So 3 strikeouts in the first inning for Randy Strunk, who has not done that much pitching for Bedford North Lawrence this year, but in his last outing was very sharp, pitching a 1-hitter, and has started out looking pretty good in the first inning. Here tonight with a good fastball and some breaking stuff to keep Loogootee on their toes. Now we're ready to begin the top half of the second, and here's Bob.
Ader steps in, hitting .374. Center fielder levels the bat, but watches the pitch sail low and inside. 1 ball, no strikes, top of the second underway. The Lions have their work cut out for them, trailing 3-0. Now the windup in the 1-0 pitch. There's a strike at the outside corner. The Lions have somebody up and throwing down to the bullpen. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Curve inside at the belt. Strunk has a sharp breaking curve. And if he gets it over as he did in the first inning when he struck out the side, he could be devastating. Swing and a miss. There was the fastball down around the knees. That evens it up to the Loogootee cleanup batter, Paul Ader. 2-2. Outfield shaves him to pull somewhat. 2-2 pitch off the high kick, swung, bounced in the hole. Third baseman's got it, throwing in time. Good play by Keith Gilstrap. That ball was hit in the hole and not hit too sharply. Gilstrap had to move to his left and in on the infield grass, gloved it, and made the perfect throw to first base. So that's the first out recorded by anybody other than the pitcher-catcher. Here's Clark batting 5th on the Loogootee lineup. Clark, tall, rangy, right-handed hitter. The pitch now by Strunk, and it misses for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Gilstrap at third, Harrell at short, Scott at second, and Nykirk at first base. 1-0 the count, nobody on, 1 out. The pitch, low into the dirt. That had the umpire ducking on that sharp breaking curve. 2 balls, no strikes. On deck, left fielder Tim Walker. Now the 2-0 pitch coming up from Strunk, and it's a fastball high and away. 3 balls, no strikes. Tim Nonny pawing at the dirt with the spikes in the coaching box at third. Ball club got off to a very, very rocky start in that first inning. Here's the 3-0 pitch, low ball 4. He walked him. Clark becomes the Lions' first base runner. First walk issued by Strunk, and it brings up Timmy Walker. Walker on the air batted .284. Clark at first base had 3 stolen bases. He's at first base. Walker, a right-handed batter. There's the pitch. Strike, a good fastball. He squared as if to bunt at Gilstrap at third base, came racing in. Drew the bat back, and the pitch was in anyway. 1 strike on Walker. Plemons, the catcher, in the on-deck circle. Now the 0-1 pitch. Again, he squares to bunt and then takes a swing at it on the sharp breaking curve, and he missed. And it is 0-2. That time he was trying to cross up Gilstrap, who came charging in from third base. He leveled the bat as if to bunt, and then Walker chopped at it as it got near the plate. No balls, 2 strikes. Clark a lead at first. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He went after a bad ball. That's the 4th strikeout by Strunk, and it brings up Plemons. Clemens, a .236 hitter. Clemens, a pretty good base stealer, too. He was 10 of 10 this year. Clemens, a right-handed batter. Team made it first, but now 2 out. Strunk fires. Good fastball overhand. Boy, he really gives you that high kick, Al, and I would imagine that would be rather disconcerting to the hitter.
And he's been keeping it low, too.
0-1 pitch. Here it is. Curve, and he swung way over the top of that one.
Yeah, it's one of the sharpest breaking pitches out there, Bob. A lot of speed.
0-2 to Clemens. Clark got a 1-out walk, and then Walker fanned, and now Clemens is set up for the strikeout. 0-2. Strunk ready. The pitch. He looked at call. Strike 3. 5th strikeout by Strunk, who's really breezing here in the early going. No runs, no hits, no errors, a runner left. And at the middle of the second, Bedford 3, Loogootee nothing.
Have you been thinking about painting interior walls and woodwork this year? Don't think about it. Do it with the top performer, Glidden Spread Satin Latex Wall Paint. Discover for yourself why Spread Satin rated best in overall performance when compared with 5 major competitors. Get Spread Satin today at the Du Bois Elevator. It's available in nearly 3,000 decorator colors. That's Spread Satin Latex Wall Paint, rated best overall by an independent test laboratory. Get it at Du Bois Elevator.
When you're looking for the good life, someone to trust, 3D makes life easier for you. 3D, we make the good life easy. 3D, we make the good life easy. 3D, we make the good life.
Number 8, the ninth man in the batting order will lead off against Charlie Blackwell again as he's come back in to pitch for Loogootee, and Dave Weininger goes back to his position at second base. Randy Strunk will lead off, followed by Brad Scott, the number 9 man, and then he'll be followed by Andy Harrell, the number 1 man in the batting order for the Stars. Stars with a 3-0 lead, and getting that against Blackwell before Weininger came in. And here they'll be facing Blackwell again. So as Randy Strunk gets his instructions from coach down at third base and gets ready to step in, here's Bob Simmers.
Probably tell him, Al, don't bruise that left arm.
Yeah.
If the pitch comes in, get out of the way. Strunk bats right-handed, throws left, and the first pitch was in close for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes, bottom of the second inning, and Bedford with a 3-0 lead. Strunk trying to get something else started. Looped foul out of play down the right field line. That evens it up, and a ball and a strike. Well, the last time that Bedford and Loogootee faced each other in tournament play was in the 1977 regional, and Bedford came out a winner. That was in the first game. Bedford won that one 9-4. Here's the pitch, down low. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch, lined foul down to the bullpen in right field. In fact, the last time the Lions faced Bedford was in '81. The game scheduled this year was rained out. Bedford beat them 10-8. The last time Loogootee beat Bedford was in 1980 during the regular season. The Lions won that one 7-4. Overall, Loogootee has won 7 and lost 9 against Bedford, and then the consolidation of Bedford North Lawrence. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Low outside. Well, Blackwell got off to a rocky start. Actually hit batter in air. Sacrifice and a fielder's choice got him in a jam. Grounded to the right side. Weininger should make the play. Picks it up, throws, out. Strunk grounds out, 4-3. Weininger to Greg Clark, 1 up and 1 down. Here's the second baseman, Brad Scott. Brad Scott, believe it or not, has not been to the plate all year. He's been DH for up until tonight. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. Normally, the DH, Ivan Harris, bats for Scott, who's up there now. But tonight, Orville Huffman, playing a hunch perhaps, has Harris batting for Decker. Swung and foul back, letting Scott hit. Decker, on the other hand, was batting under 100 as a regular. So I guess he figured he didn't lose much at the plate. Here's the 0-2 delivery, and it misses inside. Blackwell was trying to catch the inside corner with that curve, but just missed, and it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. 1 out, none on. We're in the bottom of the second. Bedford ahead, 3-zip. That curve almost got him. He just got out of the way. Count even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Outfield playing rather shallow. Here's the pitch, low into the dirt. The count now has gone full on Scott. Well, this is a guy, Al, that Tim Noddy, I'm sure, does not want walked.
Well, you'll have Andy Harrell, the leadoff hitter, coming up next.
Now the 3-2 pitch. Here it is. Swing and a miss at a good fastball, or fouled it back, rather. And it's still a 3-ball, 2-strike count.
Super crowd over in the right field stands.
So Scott, who's at his first official trip at the plate on the year, just struck out. Gotta say he was hanging tough, but he looked rather futile on that fastball from Blackwell. That's the first strikeout for Blackwell. And it brings up the top of the order Andy Harrell, who was hit by a pitch and scored the first of 3 runs back in the first inning. So Harrell not charged with a time at bat. Here's the pitch. Bunted beautifully back to the mound. Here's Blackwell throwing in time. So it's a 1-2-3 inning. 3 up and 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. And we go to the top of the third. Still Bedford 3, Loogootee nothing.
When you pay full-service prices, you naturally want full service. And that's what you get when you pull onto the drive at Boaters Marathon in Jasper. The attendant will check the important things like fluids, belts, oil, wiper blades, and hoses. They do it because they want your car to perform well when you leave the drive. They want you coming back as a satisfied customer. Sure, you may spend a few more cents per gallon, but it's well worth it. Boaters Marathon, 9th and Newton in Jasper, your full-service marathon dealer.
For the good life, Jasper State Bank suggests you learn more about individual retirement savings accounts. These accounts are designed for all individuals, whether or not you're covered by another retirement plan. You can deposit up to $2,000 a year, and it's tax-free till you retire. Open an individual retirement account at Jasper State Bank and plan for your future. Deposits are insured by the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation.
Left-hander warming up on the mound. Randy Strunk will be facing the number 8th and 9th man in the batting order for the Lions. Ed Harder leads things off, followed by Jim Weisheidt, the designated hitter. And then the number 1 man, Rick Schnare, will be the 3rd batter up as Strunk completes his windup or his warm-up tosses and the throw down to second base. We're ready to start the top half of the 3rd inning with the score. The Bedford North Lord Stars 3, scoring all 3 of those in the first inning. And the Loogootee Lions nothing. Little conference on the mound between the pitcher, Strunk, 3rd baseman Keith Gilstrap, and 1st baseman Brent Nykirk. They're all back in position, and here's Bob to bring you the action.
Here's Ed Harder. Strunk has struck out 5 of the first 7 batters. Issued a walk. The other hitter grounded to 3rd. First pitch from Strunk is down low for a ball. Harder is sophomore, and boy, this is a young Loogootee team. Batting .273 on the year. Had 6 runs batted in on the season. Now the southpaw ready, and the 1-0 delivery. Here it is. Strike, a good fastball. Well, Harder had a couple of base hits today. 2 out of 3 plus a strikeout, and scored a run. So he did a pretty good job hitting in that number 8 spot in that 2-1 win over Southridge. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Checked his swing, did he? Now they appeal to first base, and they say no, he didn't go around. They say he checked his swing in time. That pitch dipped very sharply down into the dirt. Harder had a notion, but he laid off in time. 2-1 now the count. Weisheidt, the DH, in the on-deck circle. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball down low. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Well, even though he has 5 strikeouts, Strunk has been kind of wild the first 3 innings.
He's just wild enough to really keep you guessing up there. 3-1 pitch. Line foul over the concession stand. Harder made good contact, but he was way behind that fastball. Now the count is full on Harder. Outfield straight away. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out. We're in the top half of the 3rd inning. Harder trying to get something started for the Lions. Way outside, ball 4. Second walk issued by Strunk. And it'll bring up the DH, Weisheidt. Weisheidt, another sophomore, batted .216 on the year. And in that game this afternoon, he was not credited with an official time at bat. He walked and then sacrificed and reached on an error. Weisheidt with a teammate at first, squares to bunt and takes the pitch down low. 1 ball, no strikes, and Strunk now beginning to have some control problems. Orville Huffman on the top step of the dugout at first, watching his left-hander intently. And he has been known to be really wild. That one way outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Tim Noddy coaching nervously up and down the third base coaching box. Outfield gives him a lot of hitting room toward the scoreboard in left center. A big gap out there. If he hits one there, he could run for a long time. There's a 2-0 pitch. Low inside, ball 3. Now Strunk getting a little wild.
Oh, that's what he's been known for.
Loogootee crowd hooping it up. That brought a good crowd tonight. Now the 3-0 pitch coming up. Squares to bunt. He looks at a strike in there. Well, the Bedford crowd is kind of split. They're occupying those deep right field bleachers where those hardcore Wildcat fans usually sit. And the rest of their contingent up along the third base line. Loogootee solidly in the middle of the stands. Here's a 3-1 delivery. Bunted. Third base. Might beat it out. Here's the throw. High throw, but in time. Looked like the first baseman had come off of the bag, but they say no, so it'll be a sacrifice. Good play, Al, but the third baseman, Keith Gilstrap, it appeared that he didn't have a prayer getting the runner.
Well, he had to come a long way to get that ball and pick it up and fire it as that ball was bunted very shallowly out toward third base.
And so, as it turns out, a good stretch over there by Nykirk at first base, who apparently kept his foot on the bag as he caught that throw from third. There's a wild pitch into the dirt. Here's Harder racing for third. He'll be in safely. Harder goes to third on the wild pitch by Randy Strunk. So Schneider, who struck out his first time up but had to be thrown out by the catcher, he might be up there thinking squeeze play right here. Time is going to be called as a Bedford coach goes to the mound to have a word with Strunk, and with the score 3-0 Bedford. Loogootee threatening. Let's take time out for this one message.
The new Ford Ranger is here, and Ruxer Ford in Jasper has it. High Mileage Ranger is a new concept in pickup trucks. Built like the big ones, saves like the small ones. And at Ruxer Ford, you'll get $300 cash back direct from Ford when you buy now through June 6th. And with Ranger comes the Ford Care coverage for 2 years or 24,000 miles. Whichever comes first, virtually all you pay for is gas. Come test drive the 1983 Ranger pickup at Ruxer Ford, US 231 South in Jasper.
They go to. And back at Recreation Field, the conference on the mound breaks up. As everybody goes back to their positions, the Bedford North Lawrence coach back in the dugout. We're ready to go again, Bob.
So Rick Schneider is up there with a 1-ball count on him. Strunk, the southpaw, trying to regain his composure. Low inside, ball 2. 2 balls. No strikes. One out, a runner Harder at third. Third baseman Gilstrap even with a bag. First baseman in on the edge of the grass. Here's the 2-0 delivery. Fastball in that caught the inside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. Scott Holtzclaw in center. Couple of steps toward the alley and left. Here's the next pitch. There's a drive. Way back. It might be gone, and it is. Schneider has just hit his 6th home run of the year. And it's a 3-2 game, and he's got to get a big welcoming party at home plate. Schneider took Strunk downtown, hitting it over the 345 sign and beyond the bleachers in left center. Rick Schneider has just hit a 2-run homer for the Lions. That scores Harder ahead of him. Now it's a 3-2 game. And that'll bring up Charlie Blackwell, the pitcher. Not much doubt about that, although I'll say, Al, that Billy Decker, the left fielder, didn't give up on it. He took it all the way to the screen and leaped. But it was for naught.
Schneider getting a lot of bat on that ball.
Schneider has just hit his 6th homer of the year to make it 3-2, and the pitch is an overhand curve outside. 1 ball, no strikes to Blackwell. Still nothing doing in the Bedford bullpen.
Bob, Strunk's not that far away from the plate when he's missing it. He isn't missing it by that much.
1-0 pitch. Oh, he really put something extra on that. That was way outside and low. 2 balls, no strikes. I think he's just trying to overpower the batters, Al, and if he just go back to his first couple of innings performance.
He was working a little quicker in that first couple of innings, too. I think he slowed his pace down.
Blackwell, a strikeout victim, his first time up. The pitch, outside, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Another bad one would put the tying run on. Outfield straight away for Blackwell, a left-handed hitter. Weininger on deck. Weininger has 5 home runs on the year, so he can hit for the power, and this pitch is inside, ball 4. Second walk of the inning, 3rd walk of the game. And here now is Weininger, who struck out his first time up. Well, Strunk, of the first 6 outs of the game, struck out 5 of them. Now he's run into control problems, and he got behind Schneider, and Rick took him downtown for a 2-run homer. Blackwell follows with a base on balls. Now Weininger will try to keep the inning going with 1 out and a teammate at first. Lions with a record of 25-7 on the year. Strunk ready. The high kick and a pitch. Tap foul right at the catcher's feet. 1 strike and nothing on Weininger. Paul Eder, another dangerous hitter, is on deck. So the Lions have the meat of the order up there now. They have gotten themselves right back into the ball game. Boy, you look back at that attempted squeeze for what would have been the 4th run that was foiled by a good Lion defense, and that run looks very, very big. Here's the 0-1 pitch. There's a wild pitch. Runner got to go to second base. There's the throw down, and they made it close, but he's in. Good effort by the catcher, John Pritchett. He turned and caught the carom off the screen and went right to him. He wheeled and fired to the shortstop covering. And it was very close on Blackwell, but he was in, and it's the 2nd wild pitch of the inning. Now we're going to have a pinch runner for Loogootee. The Lions will send a runner to second base for Blackwell. Haven't been able to pick up the number as yet.
It's Ritchie, Wayne Ritchie.
Wayne Ritchie going to run for Blackwell. He went in today as a pinch runner. Wayne Ritchie called upon to pinch run for Blackwell. Blackwell will re-enter. Here's Weininger. with a 1-1 count. Fly ball, deep center. Back goes Holtzclaw. Back. He'll not get it. Here's Ritchie rounding third. He'll score. Here's a runner rounding second. He'll hold with a double. Weininger doubles over the center fielder's head all the way to the flagpole. And the game now is tied, and here comes Orville Huffman out of the dugout. Weininger would have hit one out of here, but he took it to the deepest part of the park. He gets the run home, though. Pritchett, the pinch runner for Blackwell, scores from second base. And now we've got a big conference on the mound. So now the Lions have the go-ahead run in scoring position, still only one out, and let's pause for this message.
Welcome to our people-pleasing places. Meet our people-pleasing places.
Enjoy the finest seafood around every Friday night at the Jasper Holiday Inn. It's second to none in price for the family man. Another people-pleasing service of the Jasper Holiday Inn.
We do our people-pleasing best to make you welcome. Holiday Inn is number one in people-pleasing.
No slips, no lumps, no errors. Sealy mattresses are perfect for the night. And you'll find prices perfect, too, during the truckload mattress sale at Schneider's Furniture and Carpeting in Jasper. Twin, full, queen, and king sizes on sale at sale prices from $69.95 for the twin to $359.95 for the big three-piece king-size set. Better hurry in, though. They won't last long at these prices. They're from the makers of the #1 selling mattress, Sealy mattresses, at Schneider's Furniture and Carpeting, 5th and Jackson Street in Jasper during their truckload sale.
Well, going out to center field will be a new center fielder for the Bedford North Lawrence. Holtzclaw will come in to pitch, and Strunk will go out to play center field. Randy Strunk running into a lot of trouble here in the top half of the third inning as Loogootee ties it up, taking him downtown for a two-run home run, and then a double in the deepest part of the center field for another run, making it a 3-3 ball game. So it's all tied up again, and Loogootee has the go-ahead run on second base with one out. Stepping in will be Paul Ader.
Holtzclaw has an earned run average of 3.82. He struck out 30 and walked 26. Right-hander in the lineup. The pitch, a good screwball in for a strike. Right-hander throwing the pitch, breaking into the right-handed batter. One strike, no balls. Runner at second. Game tied, 3-3. Now Holtzclaw takes too much time, and Ader wanted to step out of the box on him. Now the catcher, John Pritchett, will walk out and say something to Holtzclaw. Now we're going to have a switch in the outfield as Strunk will go to right and Phi will go to center field. Strunk is going to move over to right field, and Phi moves from right to center. Now the defensive alignment made, and Ader is back in with a one-strike count on him, and the pitch is up high for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Activity in the Loogootee bullpen down the left field line. That would be Rick Schneer warming up. A 1-1 delivery. Swing and a miss. He swung over the fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the cleanup batter, Paul Ader. Weininger at second base, the responsibility of Randy Strunk should he score. Well, a couple of wild pitches got him in trouble, but it was really the long ball here in the inning. 2-run homer by Rick Schneer and an RBI double by Dave Weininger. And this game is tied. The 1-2 pitch, grounded to the shortstop. Shortstop goes to third, and not in time. He's into the bag safely. Gilstrap put the tag down too late. Weininger was there in time. Ader reaches on a fielder's choice, and Weininger slid in just ahead of the throw by Andy Harrell, the shortstop. Actually, Harrell did a pretty good job fielding that ball because Weininger ran between the ball and the shortstop and tried to take the ball away from his vision. He did momentarily, but Harrell came up throwing too late. Runners at first and third now as Greg Clark steps in and looks at a fastball in for a strike. No balls, one strike. Clark walked his first time up. Outfield plays him to pull. Now the 0-1 pitch. Here it is. There's a line drive into left center field. That's going to be a gapper. One run is in. Here's Ader digging for third. He'll round the bag, and into second with a double is Clark. Clark puts the Lions ahead. Weininger scored easily from third. Ader raced from first to third, and on at second is Greg Clark with a double. Now it's 4-3. Orville Huffman slapping his hands disgustedly as he came out and said something to his catcher, John Pritchett. Like, don't groove it. Here's Tim Walker, the left fielder. Now it's 4-3, Lions lead, infield in. Runners at second and third, only one out. Fastball barely missed. One ball, no strikes. Schnare continues to heat up in the Loogootee bullpen. One ball, no strikes. Holtzclaw looking in for the sign. Now the 1-0 pitch. He bunted. No, now he pops it up right side behind first base, and the second baseman over there to make the catch. Tell you, the Lions do that about as well as anybody we've seen. Walker squared the bunt, and just as the pitch got in on him, he chopped at it and popped it up over first base. The second baseman, Scott, came over and made the catch. So the Lions trying to cross up the Bedford infield. Now the infield back as there are two out, and the first pitch is outside to Plemons. Plemons, the ninth man to bat of the inning. Big inning for Loogootee. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Swing and a miss, and he had a good cut at a fastball. A ball and a strike. Ader at third, Clark at second base. Plemons struck out his first time up. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball stays up high. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 out, runners at second and third. Now Holtzclaw ready, the pitch. Ooh, barely missed, and Holtzclaw wanted the call. He didn't get it, and the count goes to 3-1. So the Lions, after a couple of frustrating innings, break loose for so far 4. Here in the third, ball 4, the bases are jammed. Holtzclaw draws a walk. That's the first walk given up by Holtzclaw. And it brings up the 10th man to bat, Ed Harder, who led off with a walk and scored Loogotee's first run. Scored it on that 2-run homer by Schnare. Schnare has completed his warm-up throws now. Holtzclaw ready, the pitch, fastball in for a strike. Harder walked. And scored. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball. Missed. Sidearm curveball that time. Evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. 4-3. The Lions on top. Bases jammed. The 1-1 pitch. Cut on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count. Now the runners lead away. The 1-2 pitch struck him out on a good fastball, and the inning is over. But a productive one for the Lions as they come up with 4 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors and 3 runners left. We go to the bottom half of inning number 3. Loogootee 4, Bedford 3.
Next time friends drop by, why not treat them to some honest-to-goodness real homemade pizza? No, you don't have to make it at home. Homemade pizza from the Fiesta in Jasper. The Fiesta makes its pizza from scratch, and everyone will love the tender, flaky crust filled with your favorite pizza items. Just phone in your order and pick it up piping hot. In fact, why not get one during the game and get one to go or eat in at the friendly Fiesta, 14th and Mill Streets in Jasper. Call now at 482-4345, where your friends are.
DuBois Elevator, your partner in agriculture, is always in the market for number 2 yellow-shelled corn. Corn must have a 15.5% or less moisture content and a test weight of 56 pounds or better. 2, DuBois Elevator has a full line of hardware, Glidden paints and seeds. So farmers, the next time you're selling number 2 yellow-shelled corn, think first of your partner in agriculture and think of DuBois Elevator. Current prices are always available with just a phone call.
Going into the bottom of the 3rd inning, it'll be Scott Holtzclaw leading things off for Bedford North Lawrence, followed by Mike Fye and Keith Gilstrap. A 4-3 ball game now. That 3-0 lead of the Stars has gone by the wayside, and Loogootee leading this thing by 1 run, coming up with those 4 big runs in the top half of the 3rd. So Scott Holtzclaw steps in, and here's Bob bring you the action.
Holtzclaw reached on a fielder's choice and scored back in that 3-1 Bedford first. First pitch is inside. So Blackwell, who was rocked in the first inning, now finds himself with a 1-run lead, 4-3. This pitch foul back and out of play. A ball and a strike. Holtzclaw hitting number 2 in the batting order. Now the 1-1 pitch. Here it is. In close for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Wagler at third, Schnare at short, Weininger at second, Clark at first. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Sidearm pitch is up high. 3 balls and a strike. Tim Walker in left field for the Lions. Ader in center and Harder in right. 3-1 pitch. Here it is. In close at the letters, ball 4. He walked him. So that's the first walk issued by Charlie Blackwell. Puts the tying run aboard. And it brings up 5. Now playing center field. 5 started in right, then moved to center field after Strunk was knocked out of the box. 1 on, nobody out. 5 sacrificed and reached his first time up and scored a run. Pitches in for a call strike. Third baseman Wagler in on the grass, anticipating the bunt. Here's the 0-1 pitch, squares to bunt, bunts foul off to the right side. So Fye is in the hole, 0-2. Two strikes and no balls to Mike Fye. Lions with 4 runs on 3 hits. They've committed an error. Bedford 3 runs on only 1 hit. They have not committed an error as yet. Now the 0-2 pitch. High, wasted 1. That makes the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cool night here at Recreation Field. The wind blowing straight in from center. That did not deter Schnare from hitting a 2-run homer, however. The pitch is down low into the dirt. That evens the count up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Holtzclaw at first led off the inning with a walk. Now the 2-2 pitch. Here it is. High fly ball. He got under that too much. Center fielder Ader in and makes the catch. Fye and out. 1 gone. Here's Gilstrap, who doubled in 2 runs. He had a line drive to right field, and the ball, when it hit the turf out there, took a wicked hop by Ed Harder all the way to the fence. And with the bases loaded, 2 runs scored. Gilstrap. He was the one that was picked off third base on that attempted squeeze that failed. Swung on. Foul fly, left side. Wagler giving chase near the dugout, but he won't make a play. It's out of the playing area. So it's a one-strike count on Gilstrap. Blackwell on the mound with an 11-0 record, and when he left, he had given up 3 runs, but he's back in there now. Weininger came in and got the side out without further damage. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and a flip to first base, runner back. 1 gone with Holtzclaw at first base. 1 strike count on the cleanup batter, Keith Gilstrap. Now the ball boy runs a baseball out of the home plate umpire. Good crowd on hand. 1 strike count. The pitch grounded to third. They might get 2. Flip to second 1. The relay is in time. Double play. Good play by Wagler, who came in on the grass. Flipped to Weininger, and Weininger's relay to Clark in time. So around the horn double play. 5-4-3. In the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, none left. After 3 full innings of play, Loogootee leads it 4-3.
If your worn-out muffler's giving you a noisy time, be glad it's now during Miramont's fabulous spring muffler sale. At Bodert's Marathon 9th and Newton in Jasper, the Miramont Defender's just $24.95. That's right, just $24.95 during the Miramont Spring Muffler Sale at Bodert Marathon 9th and Newton in Jasper. Get the Miramont Defender and do away with noise.
The professional service people at Auto Pro.
When you're looking for the good life, someone to trust, 3D makes life easier for you. Quality and great price, a name to trust, 3D, the good life's waiting here for you. 3D, 3D, we make the good life easy. 3D, 3D.
This is going to be so confusing.
Well, Strunk has come back in a pitch. Holtzclaw returns rather to center field, and Phi goes back to right field. Boy, oh boy. 4-3, the Lions lead it. They come to bat here in the top of the 4th inning. Evansville Memorial and Castle are battling it out at South Spencer tonight. Castle romped over Tell City 14-4, and Memorial beat Mount Vernon in 10 innings 5-4. The winner there plays the winner from here in Game 1 Saturday in the Jasper Semi-State. Here's Weisheidt to carry you through the next couple of innings. Al Pillsbury.
Weisheidt squares around a butt and then pulls back, and wild for a ball. 1-0 count on Weisheidt. In the on-deck circle, Rick Schneier. Weisheidt in the last inning, throwing out 5-3 on a sacrifice bunt. That pitch is low, so 2-0. Strunk comes back to pitching and immediately throws 1 high and outside and 1 low. 4-3, Loogootee leads it by 1 run. We at the top half of the 4th inning. Here's the pitch. It's high for ball 3. Well, right now, it doesn't appear like putting him out in center field and then bringing him back has helped any. Still has not gained any control. Here's the next pitch, and it's inside blow, ball 4. Now Weisheidt draws a walk. 4 straight pitches to open up the 4th inning. 10 men went to the plate in the 3rd inning for Loogootee. Total of 4 runs coming across. And Coach Tim Noddy coming in to talk to the official. We're going to have a pinch runner for Weisheidt.
Tad Lynch coming on to run.
So Lynch will be over at first base in a pinch runner's row for Weisheidt. Nobody out, runner out first. Rick Schneier, the batter. Schneier with a 2-run homer in the 3rd inning. over that left field fence. Oh, he got it off of Rick Schnare. That started Schnare's downfall. Here's the pitch. Inside for ball. 1-0. That's 5 straight balls outside the strike zone for Strunk as he's coming back in the pitch. Wyside took his lead first. Here's the pitch. Way inside again. Gets by the catcher, and there goes Wyside down to second. He gets in safe. Now Wyside make it Lynch. The pinch runner goes into second base for the stolen base. So Lynch, pinch running for Wyside, gets a stolen base, puts him in scoring position at second, and has a 2-0 count on Rick Schnare. Still nobody out. And it looks like we're going to switch again, as Bedford North Lawrence star coach comes out to talk to Strunk on the mound. Let's see what happens. He brings the center fielder back in. It looks like we're going to switch with Holtzclaw and Strunk again. Well, he tried to bring Strunk back in to see what he could do, and Strunk couldn't do it. So now Strunk will go over to right field. Mike Fry will go back to center field, and Scott Holtzclaw will come in the pitch once again. There's 1 out. Runner on second base. As Wyside drew a walk, was replaced by Lynch as a pinch runner. Lynch stole second base, and that brings up 2-0 count on Rick Schnare. And as we take our warm-up pitches, we'll be back after this message.
For the good life, Jasper State Bank suggests you learn more about individual retirement savings accounts. These accounts are designed for all individuals, whether or not you're covered by another retirement plan. You can deposit up to $2,000 a year, and it's tax-free till you retire. Open an individual retirement account at Jasper State Bank and plan for your future. Deposits are insured by the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation.
Join the spring savings spree at Luxor Ford in Jasper. They're offering great deals on new Ford EXPs, Escorts, Mustangs, Fairmonts, and Granadas, on top of 5% off the base sticker price of the vehicle back from Ford. Free Ford Care coverage, too. Virtually all you pay for is gas for 2 years or 24,000 miles, whichever comes first. Abuse, accidents, tires, and fluids, of course, are excluded. Spring savings at Luxor Ford, 231 South in Jasper. Great deals, money back. Ford Care, too. Just take delivery by June 6th.
Well, those messages were on. It's Rick Schnare now on first base, and Jim Wyside on second as Schnare drew a walk. And it brings up Charlie Blackwell, left-handed pitcher, and a left-handed batter for the Lions. Blackwell struck out in the first inning, and then he drew a walk and scored a run in the third inning. Runners on first and second base, a bunt out in front of the plate, foul. And it'll be strike one on Blackwell. Runners on first and second for Loogootee. Nobody out. They lead at 4-3. We're in the top half of the fourth inning. Loogootee coming up with 4 big runs in the third inning when they sent 10 men to the plate. That was a strike one count on Blackwell. Runners on first and second take their lead. He squares around the bunt. Bunts it down the third base line. The pitcher over Holtzclaw. Throw to first. Pulls the runner off the base, and bases are going to be loaded. That throw by Holtzclaw was high and pulled Nykirk off of first base, allowing Blackwell to get in there safely. So that should be an error on the pitcher on the throw. Bases loaded for Loogootee. Nobody out here in the fourth inning. They lead at 4-3. It brings up David Weininger, who doubled in. A run. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike one. Took a cut at an inside pitch. So bases loaded. Blackwell on first. Schnare on second. And Lynch on third for Loogootee. The pitch is swung on and popped up in the infield. Shortstop Andy Harrell going back. The infield fly ruling in effect. So David Weininger popping out. With a shortstop, 1 out now. Base is still loaded for Loogootee and brings up Paul Ader, who grounded out to the third baseman in the second inning and was safe on a fielder's choice. In the third was on base when that inning ended.
Excuse me, Al. Blackwell's going to be credited with a hit. It was a tough chance for the pitcher.
All right, here's a pitch. Swung on, another pop-up in the infield again. Way into the infield is the shortstop. Paul Ader popping out to Andy Harrell. So 2 outs after bases loaded for Loogootee. Holzgall comes in and gets 2 pop-ups immediately. Greg Clark, the batter for Loogootee now. So no error on Blackwell. Or no error on Holzgall, but a single for Blackwell. Breaking pitch in there for a strike. Bases loaded for Loogootee with 2 outs now. They had them loaded and nobody out. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Breaking pitch high for a ball. Ball strike on Greg Clark. Clark walked in the second inning on 4 straight pitches and had a double in the third. Here's the pitch. It's high for a ball. 2-1 to count. Pitch swung on, and there's a drive into right field. Right fielder, Randy Strunk back there. He makes the catch for the out. And almost made a production out of that one, but that retires the side with no runs on 1 hit. No errors. Nobody, or 3 men left on base. And at the end of 3.5 innings of play, the score stands Loogootee Lions 4, Bedford North Lawrence 3.
Welcome to our people-pleasing places. Meet our people-pleasing faces.
The Jasper Holiday Inn is now the temporary headquarters of the Indiana Baseball Hall of Fame. See their early displays, which include Gil Hodges and Jasper's own Roman Pepper.
We do our people-pleasing best to make you welcome. Holiday Inn is #1 in people-pleasing.
No slips, no lumps, no errors. Sealy mattresses are perfect for the night. And you'll find prices perfect, too, during the truckload mattress sale at Schneider's Furniture and Carpeting in Jasper. Twin, full, queen, and king sizes on sale. At sale prices from $69.95 for the twin to $359.95 for the big 3-piece king size set. Better hurry in, though. They won't last long at these prices. They're from the makers of the #1 selling mattress, Sealy mattresses, at Schneider's Furniture and Carpeting, 5th and Jackson Street in Jasper during their truckload sale.
Well, the Loogootee Lions with a 4-3 lead have left 6 men on in the last couple of innings. And they really had a chance to break it open that time with the bases loaded and nobody out, but came up empty. So Bedford still only a run down as Ivan Harris, the #5 batter, steps in for the Stars. Al?
Charlie Blackwell to face Ivan Harris. And Blackwell has been doing pretty good the last couple of innings after that rough first inning start when he gave up the 3 runs. So Harris steps in. Here's the pitch. It's high for a ball. Ball, no strikes. In the on-deck circle, John Pritchett. Ivan Harris struck out in the first inning. Blackwell down with the pitch. That's in there. High for a ball. 2-0 the count. Just up above the letters. 2 balls, no strikes now on Harris. Here's the pitch. That's high again. Ball 3, 3-0. Well, Blackwell walked the first man to lead off the third inning. However, he ended up erasing him on a double play. It was 3 up, 3 down in that inning despite the walk. Here's the pitch. Inside for ball 4, so a second inning in a row. Bedford North Lawrence puts the leadoff man on base with a walk. And it brings up John Pritchett, who's safe on a fielder's choice in the first inning. The Stars need 1 to tie, 2 to go ahead. 4 runs, 4 hits, and 1 error for Loogootee. 3 runs on only 1 hit. No errors for Bedford. Big 2-run home run for Loogootee. Squaring away to bunt, he misses it as John Pritchett. That'll be strike 1. Pritchett now with an 0-1 count on him. Runner on first base is Ivan Harris. Bedford North Lawrence Stars with a runner on first, nobody out. They trail by 1 run. Top bottom half of the 4th inning. Blackwell down with the pitch, squaring away to bunt, and he misses it, and it hits. Yeah, bounces away, but like it might have hit the bat. 0-2 the count on Pritchett. I thought for a while it hit him. Must have hit off the handle of the bat. So it's an 0-2 count on Pritchett with Brent Nykirk in the on-deck circle. Runner on first takes his lead. Here's the pitch. It's low for a ball. Ball and 2 strikes as Harris goes back to first. And Blackwell getting his sign from Plemons, the catcher. Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch is high outside for a ball. 2-2. Ball is 2 strikes. Now on John Pritchett. Stars trying to get something going here. The bottom half of the 4th. There's the pitch. Swung on, and there's a drive into center field for a base hit. Hard hit ball, so that forced the runners to hold up at first and second base. Harris goes to second. John Pritchett holds at first with a line shot into center field, a single. That'll bring up Brent Nykirk. The next batter, Nante, the coach of Loogootee Lions, goes out, talks to his pitcher, Charlie Blackwell. John Pritchett just reaching out and laying that ball into center field. Well, we're going to do it again as Dave Weininger comes in the pitch, and Charlie Blackwell will go back to second base. Oh, Weininger will take his warm-ups. While he does, we'll pause for this one message.
Next time you're planning on taking the family out to eat, here's a suggestion. Why not try the Fiesta at 14th and Mill Streets in Jasper? It's sure to be a hit with the entire family. The Fiesta has something for the entire family. They'll like the golden fried chicken, delicious fresh catfish fiddlers, barbecue ribs, honest-to-goodness homemade pizza, and what every kid in America likes as much as baseball, hamburgers and French fries. The Fiesta, 14th and Mill Streets in Jasper, where your friends are.
Back here at Recreation Field while Weininger takes his warm-up throws. We have a pinch runner coming in for Bedford North Lawrence. Jim Ford will be running for Ivan Harris. Tell you what, Al, this scorecard ought to go into the Indiana Baseball Hall of Fame at the Holiday Inn.
We'll frame it in gold. Weininger ready to go out on the mound. He'll face Brent Nykirk. Struck out his only time up. Runners on first and second.
Looks like it's written in Sanskrit.
Runners first, second take their lead. Here's the pitch. It's in there for a strike as Nykirk squared the bunt, then let it go through. So it's an 0-1 count. Well, once again, we've reversed the positions of pitcher and second baseman as Weininger comes in to pitch. Blackwell goes out to second. There's the pitch. A bunt down to third base line, foul. That was up in the air, but not high enough to allow Plemons to get down to catch it.
I'll tell you what.
0-2 count.
Jim Ford, the pinch runner at second base. If anybody caught that ball, they could have walked it to second base because he just flew into third base despite the fact the third base coach was telling him to hold up on the pop bunt. He kept coming anyway.
He had one thing in mind, get over to third. 0-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Swung on a foul tip back. Holding at 1-2. Nykirk. Base hit here, could tie it up. Runners on first and second, nobody out. And Bedford trailing by 1 run. Weininger into the windup. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled back. As Nykirk holding tight in there and fouling the pitches off.
Well, you can bet that Blackwell will be back in, Al, because after this appearance, this inning, Weininger will only have one more inning, and I'm sure that Tim Nonny would like to bank him for another inning or so.
Come in relief every other inning. Weininger, here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. He gets Nykirk on a breaking pitch. Oh, runner still on first and second base. 1 out now, and Randy Strunk will be the hitter.
Third strikeout by Weininger.
Strunk, the starting pitcher. Now hitting. Grounded out to the second baseman in the second inning. Could help his cause here. He can get a base hit. Get himself off the hook. Here's the pitch. It's outside for a ball. Well, we've seen both starting pitchers have their troubles. And both given 2 chances. 1-0 the count. Runners take their lead. Here's the pitch. Swung on, and there's a high fly ball into just on the outfield grass. The ball is dropped by...
The infield fly rule have been called, Al. The batter is out.
Infield fly rule in effect, and a good thing, because Blackwell dropped that ball.
Tell you what, if they throw to second base, the runner can advance at his own risk. Infield fly rule had been called. That was a good call. Bedford's beefing about it, but there is no beef. It's obviously an infield fly rule.
Well, that makes it 2 outs. Runner still on first. At third base now. As Ford moved over to third.
Now Orville Huffman's going to have a word for the home plate umpire, but to no avail. Both umpires called the infield fly rule immediately.
Okay, Embry will be the pinch batter for Brad Scott. Runner on third base. It'll take a base hit to get him in, as there is 2 outs now. Runners on first and third for Bedford. Base hit, an error, anything will help the North Lawrence Stars. And now, Embry steps out of the batter's box and looks down at third. Get the signal. He's ready to go. Weininger getting some instructions from Coach Nonny. Now he comes down with a pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. Fired that ball in there down around the knees. Embry took a good cut. Couldn't get it. All 1 to count on Embry. 2 outs. Runners on first and third for the Stars. There's the pitch. Swung on again and missed. 0-2. Weininger firing that ball in there. Now Embry walks down toward the third base coach and wants to talk to him. 0-2 the count. Well, Embry about ready to step into the batter's box with an 0-2 count on him. Those runners on first and third base for North Lawrence. Here's the pitch. And it misses low for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Embry watched that ball go by. 1-2 now. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. And that retires the side. So Weininger gets Loogootee out of trouble. No runs on 1 hit. No errors. And the score at the end of 4 complete innings of play still stands. Loogootee 4, Bedford North Lawrence Stars 3.
Have you been thinking about painting interior walls and woodwork this year? Don't think about it. Do it with the top performer, Glidden Spread Satin Latex Wall Paint. Discover for yourself why Spread Satin rated best in overall performance when compared with 5 major competitors. Get Spread Satin today at the Du Bois Elevator. It's available in nearly 3,000 decorator colors. That's Spread Satin Latex Wall Paint, rated best overall by an independent test laboratory. Get it at Du Bois Elevator.
When you pay full-service prices, you naturally want full service. And that's what you get when you pull onto the drive at Bodart Marathon in Jasper. The attendant will check the important things like fluids, belts, oil, wiper blades, and hoses. They do it because they want your car to perform well when you leave the drive. They want you coming back as a satisfied customer. Sure, you may spend a few more cents per gallon, but it's well worth it. Bodart Marathon, 9th and Newton in Jasper, your full-service marathon dealer.
Top of the 5th inning coming up. 4-3, the Lions lead it. And Tim Walker will lead it off. He'll be followed by Mark Clemens and then Ed Harder. Holtzclaw in relief of Strunk, who relieved Holtzclaw, who relieved Strunk. And it ain't over yet, folks. Don't forget, Nykirk, who pitched 7 innings this afternoon, has 3 left, and when Orville Huffman figures that out, he may get into the act.
Then we'll interchange him with the left fielder.
We'll have a catching change, too.
Pitch is inside for a ball.
He makes more moves than Casey Stengel used to.
Tim Walker, the batter. Pitch is high for ball 2, 2-0. As Holtzclaw falling behind Walker. Mark Clemens in the on-deck circle for Loogootee. Here's the pitch. That's in there for a strike. Makes it a 2-ball, 1 strike count on Walker. Walker is struck out and popped out the second baseman. Here's the pitch. High for ball 3. 3-1 to count. As Holtzclaw trying to get Loogootee out. Pitch is swung on, and there it goes into center field for a base hit. Just on the edge of the outfield grass and into center field. Tim Walker with a base hit tonight brings up Mark Clemens, who struck out and walked. Once again, Loogootee threatening. Runner on first base. Clemens squares away to bunt. He bunts it down to third base line. Third baseman in, takes it to first base in time for out number 1. Gilstrap coming in, making a nice scoop up and firing over to first for the out. So 1 out, runner on second base. Sacrifice work for Clemens, brings up Ed Harder with Loogootee now having a runner on second base in scoring position, and they'd like to get another run here. Increase that lead. Only 2 innings of any scoring in this game, but Bedford North Lawrence got all 3 of theirs in the first, and Loogootee got all theirs in the third. Pitches outside, gets away from the catcher, and there goes the runner to third base. Tim Walker, a wild pitch. That ball in the dirt, getting away from the catcher, John Pritchett. So now Holtzclaw getting a little wild tonight. Runner on third base in scoring position. A long fly ball will give an extra 1 here for Loogootee. Pitch is outside, ball 2. No strikes on Harder. He's walked, scored a run. There's the pitch. Squares away to bunt, goes down the first base line. A runner coming in. The throw to first for the out, so they get the squeeze again as Ed Harder bunts down the first base line. He is out. 1-3, but Tim Walker comes in from third on the bunt. And that gives Loogootee a 2-run lead at 5-3. 2 outs, nobody on base. Run in. Brings up Jim Wyside. So 5-3, Loogootee leads it now by 2. And that wild pitch really hurt. Jim Wyside, the batter, the on-deck circle. Rick Schneider, the leadoff hitter. Here's the pitch. That's in there for a strike. Loogootee, 5 runs and 5 hits. They've committed 1 error. Here's the pitch. Inside and low for ball.
What was ironic about that squeeze play, Al, Orville Huffman was shouting out to his infield to watch for the bunt. And it came, and they still scored.
Here's the pitch. Swung on, and there's a drive into shallow center field. It's going to go in for the base hit as Mike Pride trying to make a diving catch. Could not make it. So Jim Wyside with the base hit. Puts a runner on first base for Loogootee again. Will bring up Rick Schneider. 2 outs. 1 run already in. And Wyside over on first base. And now they're out talking to center fielder Mike Pye, who took the dive, and I might have shook himself up a little bit.
Well, he made a great effort on that sinking line drive. And looked for a moment like he might have come up with a catch, Al, but the umpire right out there on it and said, no, you trapped it.
It gives a runner on first base. We had 2 outs. And Rick Schneider, who struck out in the first inning, had a 2-run home run in the third and walked in the fourth. Here in the 5th inning now. The pitch is on the outside for a strike. Oh, 0-1 to count on Schneider. As Holtzfall gets a sign, looks over at first. Here's the pitch, swung on and fouled back. 0-2 count on Rick. Should he get on? Charlie Blackwell's in the on-deck circle. Wyside on first base. Here's the pitch, 0-2. As Holtzclaw. A pitch out, but the runner doesn't go. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Top half the 5th inning. 1-2 pitch. Swung on, and there's a fly ball to shallow center. Second baseman going back. He makes the catch for out number 3. Rick Schneider bobbing out to the second baseman. That retires the side. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left. So at the end of 4.5 innings of play, the score stands Loogootee 5, Bedford North Lawrence 3.
When you're looking for the good life, someone to trust, 3D makes life easier for you. Here's your piece of the good life, a name to trust, 3D, the good life's waiting here for you. 3D, we make the good life easy. 3D.
For the good life, Jasper State Bank suggests you learn more about individual retirement savings accounts. These accounts are designed for all individuals, whether or not you're covered by another retirement plan. You can deposit up to $2,000 a year, and it's tax-free till you retire. Open an individual retirement account at Jasper State Bank and plan for your future. Deposits are insured by the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation.
We go to the bottom of the 5th. Bedford at bat and down by 2 runs. 5-3. Loogootee with 5 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error. Bedford 3 runs, 2 hits, and no errors. The Stars got all 3 in the first. Here's Blackwell back on the mound. His first pitch is in for a strike, and here again is out.
All right, 0-1 count on Andy Harrell. Pitch is inside for a ball. Evens it up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, Bedford needs 2 runs to tie it now. A little bit of a breeze. Here's the pitch. That's outside. Ball 2. Bedford has had their leadoff runner on, or hitter on, in the last 2 innings on walks, but have not been able to get anybody around.
Don't look now, Al, but Nykirk's warming up.
Okay. You predicted it. Here's the pitch. A little pop-up down the first base line. First baseman over, Greg Clark, and gets it for out number 1. Andy Harrell, a weak foul to first baseman Greg Clark. Out number 1 brings up Scott Holsclaw. Holsclaw, safe out of an error, scored a run in the first inning and was walked and then thrown out on the front end of a double play. Here's the pitch. Swung on, and there's a drive foul down the right field line. And it goes into the stands down there. Well, ball's 1 strike. Got a hold of that, but sent it foul. Mike Fry, the on-deck circle. 1 out, nobody on for Bedford. Here's the pitch. Inside, almost shaves him. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's the pitch by Blackwell. That's low inside for ball 2. I don't imagine we see a runner or 2 get on. We'll see Nykirk. Here's the pitch. Well, we won't see Nykirk because I don't think Loogootee will let him pitch. Got so many pitchers, I'm not even sure who's on whose team anymore. There goes a drive into center field. Center fielder come over, makes the catch. Scott Holsclaw putting a fly ball into center field, and that's 2 outs. Mike Fye, the batter. That happened to the old saying, who's on first, who's pitching?
Who's in right, who's in center,
Yeah.
who's anywhere.
Here's the pitch. Hey, inside and it hits. Mike Fye.
Good old batting helmet.
Well, he caught him right on the top of the head on that one. So puts a runner on first base for Bedford as Blackwell hits Fye.
Second hit batter by Blackwell. It's a good thing that was a slow breaking curve. Fye didn't even shake his head.
That was
It didn't even sound like it hit the batting helmet all that hard. It just kind of focked off of there. And of course he was rapidly moving away from the pitch, which softened the blow somewhat.
Keith Gilstrap, first pitch is high for a ball. I think we're about to see Weininger come back.
Now he needs at least another inning off Blackwell.
There's 1-0 pitch. That's on the outside for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. On Keith Gilstrap, on deck circle, Ivan Harris. There's the pitch. Down low and a nice block by Plemons. So it's a 2 balls, 1 strike count. Keith Gilstrap, who had a double back in the first inning and hit into a double play in the third. Mike Fry over on first base.
Charlie Blackwell is going to lead it off for the Lions here in the top half of the 6th inning. They're out in front of Bedford, 5-3, coming from a 3-run deficit, getting 4 in the 3rd and 1 more in the 5th. Blackwell singled his last time up. That was in the 4th inning when the Lions loaded the bases, none out, couldn't score, Al.
Pitch is low for a ball. 1 ball, no strike. On Charlie Blackwell, that pitch is outside for a ball. 2-0 the count. As Blackwell is up for his 4th time in this ball game. There's a 2-0 pitch. Lobs it up there for ball 3. In the on-deck circle is David Weininger. Blackwell has also scored a run, has a stolen base. Pitch, that's in there for a strike. 3-1, Blackwell watching it. 5, 6, and 1, the totals for Loogootee. Pitch is bunted down the third base line. Gilstrap up with it over to first in time for the out. A nice play by Gilstrap. That ball bunted a little bit too hard down the third base line. Gilstrap not having to come in as far as he should have. A good throw over to first, and out number one. Brings up David Weininger. Weininger has a double in this ball game. Is 1 for 3. Has scored one of the 5 runs that Loogootee has. Here's the pitch to Weininger. Breaking pitch in there for a strike. Takes it no balls, 1 strike. And here's the pitch. Outside ball. Oh, they call it a strike. Strike 2. Been a long day, Bob. Oh, balls, 2 strikes on Weininger. Ader in the on-deck circle. Nice little breeze out here. That pitch up high for ball. 1-2. As Holtzclaw wastes one. Here it is, a 1-2 pitch, swung on and fouled off to the right, holding in there, 1-2. David Weininger. 1-2 count on him, 1 out. Pitch is outside for ball 2. 2-2 the count. Pitch is swung on and missed, but the ball gets by the catcher. There goes the throw to first base in time. Nope, they say not in time. And I think it pulled the first baseman off the bag. So David Weininger first, safe on first. And it'll bring up Paul Ader. Runner on first for Loogootee. 1 out. And Ader, the hitter. There's the pitch. Up high for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. And Greg Clark in the on-deck circle. Ader grounded out the third baseman. Safe on a fielder's choice. A breaking pitch in for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Paul Ader popped out to the shortstop. 4th inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on, and there's a fly ball to right field. Right fielder, Fryover, makes the catch at the line. Paul Ader flies to right, 2 outs. Runner still on first base. Brings up Greg Clark. Holtzclaw trying to pitch himself out of a small bit of trouble here. Greg Clark has doubled, walked back in the second, doubled in the third, and flied out to the right fielder last time up. Pitch is low for a ball. Should he get on, Tim Walker will be the next hitter. Walker scored the last run for Loogootee. That in the 5th inning. Pitch is swung on, and there's a base hit into right center field. Runner's rounding second, on his way to third as the throw comes in. And the runner goes to second to throw to second. Here comes the runner home to throw to the plate. And they have a good throw at the plate. Catches David Weininger rounding third, trying to score. And he does not. A nice throw from center field. And that's going to retire the side. As the throw comes from second base to the plate, Weininger caught trying to score from first. And that retires the side with no runs. 1 hit. 1 runner left on base. And at the end of 5.5 innings of play, the score still stands 5-3 in favor of Loogootee.
DuBois Elevator, your partner in agriculture, is always in the market for number 2 yellow-shelled corn. Corn must have a 15.5% or less moisture content and a test weight of 56 pounds or better. 2, DuBois Elevator has a full line of hardware, Glidden paints and seeds. So, farmers, the next time you're selling number 2 yellow-shelled corn, think first of your partner in agriculture and think of Du Bois Elevator. Current prices are always available with just a phone call.
Every night is special at the Fiesta where your friends are. But Wednesdays, well, they're really special. Yes, each Wednesday night at the Fiesta from 5 to 9, they feature a chicken or barbecue rib special. Your choice of 1/4 golden fried chicken or barbecue ribs in their own delicious sauce, choice of potato and salad for just $3.25. It makes for a really great night out at a price you can afford for the entire family. Wednesday nights out. Why not make it Wednesday night out of the Fiesta, 14th and Mill in Jasper, where your friends are?
It'll be the 3rd, 4th, and 5th hitter. Let's make it the 5th, 6th, and 7th hitter in the batting order for Bedford North Lords. Pitch is ball 1 to Ivan Harris, followed by John Pritchett and Brent Nykirk. Harris has walked once and struck out one. Pitch is in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 4 runs in the 3rd inning, 1 in the 5th for Loogootee, has given them their 5-3 lead. Here's the 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed by Harris. It's strike 2. Blackwell. Pitcher for Loogootee. 1-2 the count. There it is, swung on and popped up to the right. It's going to be out of play up against the fence. Oh, 1 ball, 2 strikes. That ball hit the fence down toward the ground. Nobody had a chance of getting it. Oh, the catcher, the pitcher, the first baseman, all over there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on. There's a ground ball. The third baseman. Flagler up with it. Over to first for the out. Ivan Harris grounding out 6-3. Like that 5-3, and it'll bring up John Pritchett.
Tell you, Al, it's getting a little chilly up here now. That wind blowing right into the press box from center field.
Bring your jacket?
No, I didn't.
There's the pitch to Pritchett. Inside for a ball. Maybe Ray brought an extra one.
I left mine at Princeton.
I left everything at Princeton. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Inside, breaking pitch, misses the inside corner for a strike or a ball 2. 2 balls, no strike, 1 out. Nobody on for Bedford here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Here's the pitch. It's in there down the middle for a strike. Pritchett just held that bat over the plate and let Blackwell try to hit it. Blackwell missed it. Got the strike. Here's the pitch. Outside for ball 3. 3-1 to count now on John Pritchett, number 6 hitter for the Stars. He has a single and a fielder's choice 2 previous times up. Here's the pitch way inside, ball 4. He had to cock that head back, or he'd have had one in the chin. Oh, runner on first base now for Stars, and brings up.
Now we're going to have a pinch hitter, Mark
Bullock. Pinch hitter, as Brent Nykirk will not hit. Bullock is going to pinch hit. If I remember right, Bullock struck out in the game this afternoon, the pinch hitter's role. He's big enough. He's got the power to get it out of here if he can connect. And that's what they need right now, is a long run with a runner on base. So Bullock pinch hitting here in the bottom of the 6th. Pitch to him is swung on and missed. Strike 1. And it's an 0-1 count on Bullock. There's the pitch, swung on, and there's a high fly ball to right field. Right fielder Harder coming over and makes the catch for out number 2.
Tell you, that wind is playing tricks on some of those outfielders, Al. That was a mile in the air, a major league fly ball. And the wind is sort of swirling out there, and Ed Harder battled it all the ways, finally circled under it, made the catch.
He was much more to the right when he made the catch than he was when he started out, I'll tell you. Throw over to first, a lob over to first, but no real attempt to get the runner. Runner's still at first base, John Pritchett. Pitch is swung on, and there's a foul ball off to the right. Randy Strunk with an 0-1 count on him. John Pritchett still over at first for the Stars. A 0-1 pitch. Breaking pitch is high up around the bill of the hat. 1 ball, 1 strike. On Strunk. And Brad Scott in the on-deck circle. Should Strunk get on? 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner at first takes his lead. Here's the pitch swung on and a shot up the middle. Second baseman over, scoops it up, makes the play at second for out number 3. Make that 4-6, and a beautiful play out there by Charlie Blackwell. He has scooped it up and shoved it over to second base to Rick Schnarr covering for the out. That retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on base. And at the end of 6 complete innings of play, the score still stands 5-3. Loogootee.
When you're looking for the good life, someone to trust, 3D makes life easier for you. 3D, we make the good life easy. 3D, we make the good life easy. 3D, we make the good life.
If your worn-out muffler's giving you a noisy time, be glad it's now during Miramont's fabulous spring muffler sale. At Bodert's Marathon 9th and Newton and Jasper, the Miramont Defender's just $24.95. That's right, just $24.95 during the Miramont Spring Muffler Sale at Bodert Marathon 9th and Newton and Jasper. Get the Miramont Defender and do away with noise.
Their professional service people at Auto Pro.
Well, we go to the top of the 7th inning. Loogootee comes up with a 5-3 lead. Tim Walker, who's 1 for 3, will lead it off. That was his single that started the 5th inning, and he later scored. Came in on a squeeze bunt by Eddie Harder. 5 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for Loogootee. Bedford, 3 runs, 2 hits, and they've committed 1 error. Walker fanned, popped to second, and then singled. He was sacrificed to second, went to third on a wild pitch, and then Harder laid down a beautiful bunt down the first baseline. That easily scored. Walker from third. Here's Holtzclaw into the windup, and the pitch is down low for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's a 1-0 delivery. Pitch is outside, ball 2. Tim Nonny in the coaching box at third. Lee Cavanaugh in the coaching box at first. The pitch in for a strike, and it's 2-1 to Walker. Holtzclaw. 2-1 to the plate. Outside, ball 3. Strunk started, then Holtzclaw came in. Strunk re-entered, and then Holtzclaw came back. Ball 4 outside. Walker starts it off again. That'll bring up the catcher, Plemons. Struck out, walked, and sacrificed. Officially, he's 0 for 1. I want to thank our sponsors for today's action: Ruxer Lincoln Mercury, Schneider's Furniture, the Fiesta, Holiday Inn, Du Bois Elevator, Jasper State Bank, Throw to First, runner back, 3D, and Bonert's Marathon. Now the pitch, bunted beautifully, right side of the mound. Holtzclaw falls down, gets up, throws, and gets the out. Good effort by Holtzclaw. slipped in the grass, and it may be a little wet out there. So the sacrifice works. Second time in a row. Clemens is bunted safely. The out that time goes 1-3. And it'll bring up Ed Harder. Walked and scored, struck out. Squeezed in a run. Here's the pitch, and it's a fastball knee-high in there for a strike. Tim Nonny's going to get somebody up and throwing, I think, in the bullpen. It'll probably be Weininger. Here's the pitch. High, lazy fly ball to center field. Fine, now coming in, and makes the catch. Oh, that one gave the outfielder trouble.
Ball a mile high.
Here's the Lions DH, Weisheidt. Sacrificed, walked and singled, so he's 1 for 1. Now we're going to have a pinch runner. And it is going to be number 18, Brian Rhodes. Rhodes is going to come in and run. Brian Rhodes comes on a pinch hit. Now the pitch, and it misses to Weisheidt. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 out, runner at second. Lions trying to pick up another run. The pitch, overhand fastball in at the knees for a call strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, the last score we heard, Memorial and Castle were tied 4-4 in the 4th. Here's a 1-1 pitch, in close for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Tigers have not been into the semi-state since Don Mattingly graduated. Here's the pitch, a swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mattingly now playing with Columbus in the International League. Yankee farm team. Triple-A ball. The pitch is a call, strike 3, and the inning is over. Weisheidt watched it sail into the strike zone in the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. A runner stranded. The Lions have left 10 men on. We go to the bottom of the 7th, and Loogootee just 2 outs away from a trip to the semi-state. Loogootee 5, Bedford 3.
Weininger.
For the good life, Jasper State Bank suggests you learn more about individual retirement savings accounts. These accounts are designed for all individuals, whether or not you're covered by another retirement plan. You can deposit up to $2,000 a year, and it's tax-free till you retire. Open an individual retirement account at Jasper State Bank and plan for your future. Deposits are insured by the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation.
The new Ford Ranger is here, and Ruxer Ford in Jasper has it. High Mileage Ranger is a new concept in pickup trucks. Built like the big ones, saves like the small ones. And at Ruxer Ford, you'll get $300 cash back direct from Ford when you buy now through June 6th. And with Ranger comes the Ford Care coverage for 2 years or 24,000 miles. Whichever comes first, virtually all you pay for is gas. Come test drive the 1983 Ranger pickup at Ruxer Ford, US 231 South in Jasper.
Once again, back at the recreation field, the last chance for the Bedford North Lawrence Stars, as they'll send up Alan Gregory batting for Scott to lead things off here in the bottom of the 7th. Charlie Blackwell still on the mound for Loogootee, and here to bring the last half action is Bob Simmers.
Blackwell winds and fires. It's in close at the letters. 1 ball, no strikes. Outfield straight away. Bedford needs base runners. Strike, a breaking pitch in at the knees. Al Gregory batting for Brad Scott. 1-1 pitch. Cut on and missed. A ball and 2 strikes. Wagler even with a bag and guarding the line at third. Clark playing behind the bag at first, guarding the line. Curve, and it barely missed. Blackwell almost went down on both knees on the mound wanting that call. And the Loogootee crowd in unison disdaining the call of the home plate umpire. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gregory walks halfway to the coaching box at third to have a word with his coach. Five to 3, Loogootee leads it. Bedford batting in the bottom of the 7th. 2-2 pitch. Oh, it hit him. That's the third man hit by Charlie Blackwell, and here comes Tim Noddy out of the dugout as Gregory trots on down to first base.
Caught it right in the ribs.
He plunked him pretty good. So the tying run now will come to the plate, and the Stars have the top of the order up, and now we're going to have a pitching change. Weininger comes in for his last eligible inning. This is the 3rd appearance for Weininger in the game on the mound. Blackwell, who cannot be the loser, he could pick up his 12th win of the year, will go to second base, and while Weininger takes his warm-up throws, let's pause for this one message.
Welcome to our people-pleasing places. Meet our people-pleasing faces.
The Jasper Holiday Inn is now the temporary headquarters of the Indiana Baseball Hall of Fame. See the early displays, which include Gil Hodges and Jasper's own Roman Pepper.
We do our people-pleasing best to make you welcome. Holiday Inn is #1 in people-pleasing.
Well, back at Recreation Field, Weininger once again in to pitch for the Loogootee Lions in relief of Charlie Blackwell for the 3rd time. It's been the Weininger-Blackwell show this evening, as they have managed since the 1st inning to hold the Bedford Northbourne Stars scoreless. Oh, Weininger's finished his warm-up. He's ready to go again, and here's Bob.
And here's Andy Harrell, a good hitter.
Go
ahead.
You and I probably should have changed every time the Loogootee changed.
Harrell has drawn the collar tonight. He was hit by a pitch and scored, bounced to the mound, and fouled out to the first baseman. Bunts in the air. Wagler down the line, dives for it, can't come up with it. It's in foul territory. Well, that looked like it was going to be disaster for the Lions. Harrell popped it up down the third base line. Wagler came charging in from third, dove headlong for it, couldn't catch it, but it was in foul ground. Harrell had 3 base hits in that victory over Vincennes today, but nothing in the hit column for him tonight. Runner at first, nobody out, 1-1 pitch. A little bat handle pop. Oh, they might get 2. To second, back to first, safe, not in time. Blackwell caught it on the run, running toward the foul line. Flipped to the first baseman, Clark, but the runner, Gregory, just got back in time. That brings up Holtzclaw. Reached on a fielder's choice and scored, walked and flied to center, swing at a breaking ball, and he missed. No balls, 1 strike. Weininger trying to pick up the save and nail it down for Loogootee. Now the stretch, the 0-1 pitch, foul back off the screen. 2 strikes and no balls to Holtzclaw. Number 2 batter in the order, Mike Fye, watching the action from the on-deck circle. Tim Nonny just outside the dugout watching his pitcher Weininger intently. The 0-2 pitch. He struck him out. Tried to hold up, but couldn't. Weininger fans Holtzclaw, so that leaves it up to center fielder Mike Fye. Loogootee has stranded 10 runners tonight. Bedford has left 5 on base. And they have a runner at first with 2 gone. Swung on, foul off the right side. That pitch was in on Fye's fist, and he battled it off. Looped it foul on the first baseline. Spy digs in. Runner at first, leading. Curve inside at the letters. Gregory, a pinch hitter, led off the inning. He was hit by a pitch. Third batter that Blackwell hit, and then Noddy brought on Weininger. He's retired 2 in a row. Fastball missed. That time, Weininger did go down on both knees on the mound as he really wanted that call on the outside part of the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now the pitch. Popped up behind the plate, out of play. 2-2 count. Runner at first, Gregory. Loogootee fans standing and cheering. Weininger ready, the pitch, grounded to second. Blackwell's got it, and he tags the runner going to second, and the ball game is over. Lions win it and go on to the semi-state with a 5-3 victory over Bedford North Lawrence. We'll be back with the totals and the highlights on the game after these messages.
No slips, no lumps, no errors. Sealy mattresses are perfect for the night. And you'll find prices perfect, too, during the truckload mattress sale at Schneider's Furniture and Carpeting in Jasper. Twin, full, queen, and king sizes on sale. At sale prices from $69.95 for the twin to $359.95 for the big 3-piece king-size set. Better hurry in, though. They won't last long at these prices. They're from the makers of the #1 selling mattress, Sealy mattresses, at Schneider's Furniture and Carpeting, 5th and Jackson Street in Jasper during their truckload sale.
That's the reaction you'll have when you dig into those great barbecue ribs from the Fiesta in Jasper. The Fiesta's barbecue ribs start with meaty top-grade ribs. Then they're slowly cooked over charcoal for that great picnic or patio taste, then simmered in the Fiesta's great barbecue sauce. Not too tangy, but just right. Next time you're at the Fiesta, give the barbecue ribs a try. The Fiesta, 14th and Mill Streets, where your friends are.
So the Loogootee Lions advance now to Game 1 of Saturday's semi-state right here at Recreation Field with a 5-3 win over Bedford North Lawrence. The Stars end their year, and Orville Huffman ends a long and successful career as head coach at Bedford as he sees his team end the year at 12-15. The Lions pick up victory number 26 against 7 losses. Totals on the game, Loogootee 5 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. They strand at 10. For Bedford North Lawrence, 3 runs, 2 hits, 1 error. They left 6. Time of the game, 2 hours, 13 minutes. Charlie Blackwell, the winner. He is now 12-0 on the year, and the save goes to Dave Weininger. The losing pitcher, the starter, Randy Strunk, is 2-6. Bedford got off to a very, very good start, picking up 3 runs. In the first inning, the big hit, a 2-run double by Keith Gilstrap. They added another and led it 3-0, and the Lions found themselves in an early hole. But that was all that Bedford was to get the rest of the night. Loogootee came back with a big inning of its own in the third as they sent 10 men to the plate. The inning started off with Eddie Harder leading it off with a walk. And then 1 out later, after a sacrifice, Rick Schnare homered to make it 3-2. Then Blackwell drew a walk, and then Dave Weininger doubled him home. Later in the inning, Greg Clark doubled in the go-ahead run, and Loogootee was never to trail again. The Lions picked up an insurance run in the 5th inning when Tim Walker led off with a base hit, and then scored on a squeeze bunt later in the inning by Eddie Harder. So once again, the final, Loogootee wins it 5-3. They'll take on the winner out of Rockport tonight, and that'll either be Castle or Memorial. Again, the last score we heard, 4-4 in the 4th inning. So Castle rated 20th, on the verge perhaps of being eliminated, and Memorial, which has been absent for a few years in the semi-state, actually with a young ball club trying to make a bid to get back to the Jasper Semi-State. We'll know, if not later tonight, tomorrow morning for sure, who the Lions will be playing. So it's congratulations to Tim Noddy and the Loogootee Lions for picking up the victory here, their 26th of the year. Speaking for Al Pillsbury, Bob Simmer saying so long from Recreation Field, where again the final, Loogootee 5, Bedford 3.